I'm actually doing pretty good, guys. I lasted about a month and a half with an iPhone. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay Will. So the iPhone 8 Plus, there it is. I decided to go ahead and start using my iPhone 8 Plus again. The iPhone 10 is a very solid phone, but I've used it since launch, and I guess it's going on a month, or however long I've had it, a month and a half. And I felt like the better fit, I wanted to really test it out because I did a video a while back showing you how the iPhone 8 was probably a smarter purchase than the iPhone 10, where you could save some money. Well, I actually decided to go ahead and fall back on my iPhone 8 Plus and go ahead and just get rid of the iPhone 10. And I feel like it was a smart choice. Some people, when I post those type of videos, some people say, oh, I thought you said you weren't getting it. You said you weren't going to get it before, you changed your mind, yada, yada, yada. I have a lot of phones, so I get the ability, and I have the ability to go ahead and buy what I want and use it for however long I want, and then sell it off and buy what I want. So that was my choice. I wanted to actually test the iPhone 10 out for about a month and a half, 2 months, to see if it was something that I could keep primarily as an iPhone. And I found out that after about a month, I was starting to fade. And now I'm at like the month and a half mark, 2 month mark, I don't know. The iPhone 8 Plus is probably a better fit for me. And the reason being is this right here. I have very big hands. And even though I have small phones that I like, you guys know I like smaller phones sometimes, the iPhone 10 with the so-called bezel-less display and the facial recognition and no fingerprint reader was starting to annoy me. So I felt like the smarter choice was to just fall back on my iPhone 8 Plus, save some more cash, get $1,000 back pretty much by getting rid of it. And that's what I did. So I have my iPhone 8 Plus that I've had, and you know, I felt like I was sleeping on it because when you buy an iPhone, you know what you're getting. You're getting the same thing. My experience on the iPhone 10 is going to be the same as the iPhone 8. And in another video when I talked about things that the iPhone 8 did better than the iPhone 10, or did, you know, was better at than the iPhone 10, a lot of people were offended by that video. Well, sorry you feel that way, because it's personally just my experience with the device. I in fact know several people who have gotten rid of their 10s and just went to an iPhone 8 Plus. Reason being is because the real estate of the phone is more. Now, Apple says you have a 5.8-inch display, but that's at the 18:9 ratio. So yeah, it does have technically a bigger display, but you don't get all of that display. Unlike with the iPhone 8 Plus, you get a 16:9 ratio, which means I'm getting more real estate, which is what I think I truly missed the most about having the iPhone 10. And you gotta understand that when you're doing phone reviews, and then you're having your personal device, I consider this a personal device, and I consider all of my phones personal devices because I'm buying them and I'm planning on keeping them, but I'm going to review them. That's the only difference. So with that being said, I gave it a shot. Now, who's to say I won't go back to the iPhone 10? I might go back to it in 3 months. I don't know. But the things that I spoke about the iPhone 8 doing better than the iPhone 10, I realized I probably should just use my iPhone 8 Plus, because the iPhone 10 and even the 8 Plus, it's not worth $800 to me, but it still feels a little bit more premium just because of the size. You know, I get pretty much all the features of the iPhone 10 except for animojis, a different camera setup, and you know, facial recognition. Other than that, I don't see anything that's different. A little bit bigger battery, which you can't really tell. Battery life was good on my iPhone 10, but it's still great on my iPhone 8 Plus. So with that, I still get smooth performance. I get great photos on the rear camera. Front cameras, you know, it's just like the iPhone 10, not that great. But the rear camera definitely is stellar. I'm really enjoying it. And I think I made a smart choice. Now, I know there's going to be people who comment and say, oh man, you should have kept the iPhone 10. Well, you go ahead and give me $1,000 and I'll go get another one. But if you count up all the money that I'm spending here, I want to limit myself on iPhones. I would rather give $2,000 worth, get $2,000 worth of Android, 5 Android phones or something like that, than to keep having, or $1,000. I can grab about 10 Android phones that are actually going to be pretty good. So the iPhone 8 Plus is in. The iPhone 10 is out at this very moment. I like the 8 Plus. I miss the 8 Plus. I wanted to try the 10. And I'm not just a tech reviewer. Again, this is personal use. So it's up to you. You have to decide what you want to do with your iPhone if you decide to get an iPhone. Some people like to have the latest and greatest, and I do too. I'm using this now, but 4 months from now, I could get tired of this, and I have the ability to go back to whatever I want. If I want to go back to my 10, I'll just go buy another one. But I suggest that if you're in the tech field, explore, man. You figure out what's working for you, and I will continue to figure out what works for me. I realized, like I said before, I would rather have the real estate and a fingerprint reader. Forget animojis, forget facial recognition. The fingerprint reader to me is faster than facial recognition in my usage. So out with the iPhone 10, in with the 8 Plus. So there it is. It's your man Jay Will. Quick follow-up video on the iPhone 8 Plus and why I got rid of my iPhone 10 and decided to go back. So I think it's a smart move, and I'm going to enjoy this phone. It's your man Jay Will. iPhone 8 Plus. Let's go forward with this one. Let's see how long I can do. I'm actually doing pretty good, guys. I lasted about a month and a half with an iPhone. And if you know me, you know I don't use an iPhone that long. Give me about 2 weeks and I'm done with it. I can't hang on to it. So I think I did pretty good with the iPhone 10. And really what it did was it actually made me like iOS again. Yeah, the iPhone 10 made me like an iPhone, which then in turn made me appreciate the iPhone 8 Plus. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.